What are some things to think about if you want to start your own poetry or art YouTube channel? How much of a YouTube video do you need to have planned out or scripted? It is not entirely necessary to have a script as much as I would say an idea for the things that you would like to discuss. The thing is, if you have a script, if you write down every single word you're going to say, what can end up happening is once you start actually talking to the camera, people know you're talking off a script. They know that you're reading. The way that we speak changes, the way that we use our body changes. So it's not necessarily ideal to have an entire script out when you start a video. What I would say though, is that if you're starting a YouTube channel and you're thinking about shooting videos, is that you want to maybe have, instead of a script, bullet points. For each bullet point, have it be a 1 or 3 or 5 word phrase that you can discuss for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, just off the top of your head. So that way you still have a plan, you still have some organization, but you're going to be able to deliver all of the information in a way that sounds a lot more natural and conversational. Should you have a hook? You definitely want to have some sort of way that brings people into the video, that lets people know as well that, hey, this is a video that I am looking for, or no, this is not a video that I signed up for. I need to watch something else, okay? Because people need to be able to self-select. They need to know if it's appropriate for themselves. That being said, that hook ideally is not longer than 3, 4, 5 seconds. It can be just a quick question. It can be a statement that just says, hey, in this video, we're going to be looking at this. It can be a demonstration of what a final product or a final result is. And then as you show that final result, try to be like, hey, this is what we're going to be doing in the course of this video. This is a great time as well for incorporating what is known as B-roll. If you're not familiar with B-roll, B-roll is that like footage of almost like montage of like people doing things, even though the voice that is talking isn't necessarily in that specific scene. So for instance, if I say, hey guys, today we're going to be making eggs and a sandwich, the B-roll would be me like maybe scrambling the eggs, pouring it into the pan and things like that, and I talk over it. So that would be your B-roll. It's an underutilized tool for hooks, especially for people that are just starting out with YouTube channels. So instead of just having a shot, be like, hey guys, today we're going to be talking about YouTube videos. You could show B-roll of yourself in YouTube videos, or like setting up your camera, or like adjusting your audio, things like that. So that way people hear you saying, hey, we're going to be talking about YouTube videos, and then they see you setting up all the things that a YouTube video needs. So B-roll is really helpful because it shows people a demonstration of the things you're saying, and you're also still able to talk and discuss. Because sometimes we're talking and the things we're saying may or may not be as interesting as actually seeing the product. That's where B-roll is really helpful. In terms of what do you need to introduce about yourself, honestly, for just getting started, you probably don't need to introduce a lot, okay? Because people in general, when they first start finding your video, and if they don't know anything about you, they're probably not as interested in you and your personality yet. They're interested in the information that you're going to give them. So when you're introducing yourself, you don't need to spend a full minute being like, hey, my name is this, I do this, I've done this is all my experience and things like that. You just want to get immediately to the content. Whatever it is that your video is about, try to get started immediately on it within the first 3, 4, 5 seconds, ideally. As a compromise, if you do feel it's very important for you to introduce yourself more formally, maybe consider doing that halfway through the video. Taking a moment to be like, hey, by the way, just in case you're curious and you're finding this helpful, my name is this is what I do, and then getting back into the content. So delivering a little bit of information that people are looking for first, and then once you have them and you feel comfortable, then introducing yourself if you feel like that's crucial. As an experiment, you could even try taking out the intro entirely. Have the video just immediately start, hey, the first thing you need to do is this. Second thing you need to do is this, without any hook. One big suggestion I would have, watch your videos. Watch your videos and have like a notepad and take a note of all the timestamps of the moments where you yourself start to get bored or you start to have some doubts. If you have a question about it, if you're like, man, I don't think people are going to like this section, or I'm not sure about this section, cut it or adjust it. Because if you have doubts, I promise you someone else is going to have doubts too. The last thing I'd like to talk about for YouTube channels is thinking about how are you ending your videos. The ideal thing that YouTube wants, and pretty much every single social media platform wants, is it wants you to spend as much time on the platform as possible. That means that what we want ideally to happen is people watch one of our videos, and then they move on to another one of our videos, and then they move on to another one of our videos. But that sounds very difficult. So how do we actually make that happen? What you can do when you think about the end of your video, try to link it to another video that you have. Now, obviously, if you're just starting a channel, that's going to be very difficult to do. However, once you have 2, 3, 4 videos, what if at the end of each of those videos, you reference one of the previous videos? So that way you almost create this chain where it's like, okay, people start here, then they move to this next video, then they move to this next video. One technique to do that is at the end of a video, introduce a problem that the next video solves. So for instance, if I'm making a YouTube video about how to get views for a YouTube channel, and I don't necessarily want to talk about it in this current video, what I might do is say, hey, if you watch this next video, it's going to talk about how to get views for a channel. And in fact, that's exactly what this video does right here.